This video is going to talk you through the options for formatting in Excel. So first of all, we'll just talk about some font settings, then how you can change the width and height of rows and columns, how you can change the alignment in cells, then formatting numbers, and lastly how you can use the format painter to copy formatting, and then lastly different styles that you can apply. So for this section where there's no start file, so you're just going to open Excel and click on blank workbook just to open up a blank file. Okay, so I'm just going to type in some information in here, so you can do the same if you're following along with the video and type in, I suppose, anything at all really that you want, but I'm typing in medical supply order sheet. Okay, let me just actually zoom in a little bit so you can see that a bit more clearly. Okay, so medical supply order sheet. So that's, I suppose, first of all with Excel, you know, we have our rows and columns, and cells are these kind of boxes in between the rows and columns. So you're basically going to click on in one like that and just start typing on your keyboard to enter text. So once you've entered some text, then you can start to apply formatting to it. So on the home menu, we have most of the formatting options here that we're going to have a look at. So first of all, in the font section, there's a bunch of options there that you possibly are familiar with from using Word and other applications within the Office family. So we'll go through some of those now. For example, first of all, you can change the font type. So if you click on the drop down in next to the font name, you'll see loads of other options here. So you can just click then to pick any of those. So I'm going to pick that one. The next thing in the menu then lets you set the size. So at the moment it's 11. I can, pick a bigger one or smaller. And there's also a quick way next to the size number to either increase, which is this one, that'll make it bigger, and the other one makes it smaller. Okay. Also here we have bold and italic and underline. I might just go with bold, maybe all three is a bit of overkill. Also here you can apply borders around your cells. So you'll see in this menu, you can have a look through it yourselves. There's loads of options. You can choose, which side you want the border to appear on, and so on. How thick or thin you want it to be and all that kind of stuff. I might pick in this case bottom double border. So that's going to put one just on the bottom. And if I click away from the cell there, you can see it's applied it here. Now you can see it doesn't go the whole way across, so we'll deal with that in a second. Okay. Lastly then, in this font section, we have a paint bucket option. That's the fill color of the cell, so that's going to fill it with a particular color. And if you click the arrow there, you'll see all the different color options. So I might go with like kind of a light blue. Oh, I was actually clicked in the wrong cell when I did that, so I'm just going to undo that, which is this button here. And yeah, click in that correct cell and apply the light blue color. Again, it's only, it's only kind of showing up here, but we'll fix that in a sec. And lastly, then we can set the color of the text. So I might choose dark blue. Okay, so to go out of that zoom mode for a second, now you can see the effects kind of what we've done there. So like I said, you see here that all of your font formatting has only been carried out on that one cell that you were clicked in. So that's kind of how it works. If I wanted to apply it to multiple cells, I need to click and drag and highlight them all and then do my formatting options. In this case though, what we're going to do is resize column A so that it fits our contents. So to resize something, you're going to roll your mouse over the little line there at the top between A and B. When you do that, you'll see your mouse pointer change to a kind of a four-way arrow with a line in the middle. So click and drag and you'll see you can resize the column to fit. So make it bigger or smaller. And also if you double click on the line, it will automatically just kind of fit it to the contents. So that's a quick way to do that. And also then just to say, you can do the same with the rows. Okay, so say if I want to make this row number 1 here a little bit taller, if I roll over the line between 1 and 2 on the left hand side over there and click and drag, I can make that row either taller or smaller. Okay, so let's say I've made it that size, and that kind of brings me to the next section, which is alignment. So in Excel there's kind of two sort of sets of alignment, because we can have horizontal alignment, like say for example here I want to kind of move it into the center, and also vertical alignment, so maybe I want to move it kind of into the middle here as opposed to being stuck down on the bottom. So on the menu here, the first kind of the top 3 options are to do with the vertical alignment. So I can do top, middle or bottom, and you can see that's moved it kind of into the middle. And then the ones underneath are the ones maybe you're more used to seeing in other things like Word or whatever. So left, center and right. So I'll choose center in this case. And briefly then just the other options there, what they do. There's text orientation, which you can do, like you can have vertical text, for example, or diagonal text or whatever. You can also indent text, or if you have indented it, you can kind of move it back out the way again. There's also word wrap. So if you want the text in your cell to go over multiple rows, you can do that. And lastly, there's merge and center. So if you want to join a couple of cells together, you use merge and center. Okay, so I think that's kind of everything in the alignment section. Next then we're going to talk about numbers. So numbers, first of all, I'm just going to actually type in a few numbers. So let me just zoom out a little more. Okay, so in here I'm going to type cost per unit. So you can imagine here we're going to have all these different medical supplies. You can type some words in yourself here as well. It doesn't really matter what at the moment, just type anything at all. So let's imagine then these are going to have a cost each. So each set of gloves is $2.50. That's probably a little bit expensive for real life, but anyway, it'll do for now. And we want to order 100 of those, and wipes are maybe 25 cents. And we want to order 1,000. Okay. So that's basically, we've typed in some numbers there, and next we're going to have a look at how we can format those. Because often what you want to do is either you might have numbers that you want to add decimal places to, or you might want to turn numbers into currency, and so on. So I suppose these ones, first of all, these ones here I do want to appear as currency. You'll see especially with here, for example, if I typed 250, I'm just going to type that in there again so you can see I typed a 0, but the automatic thing for Excel to do is assume that it's a number as opposed to a currency amount, so it dropped any zeros and things like that. So you can change that if you, I suppose, first of all, highlight the cells that you want to change so that you can do them all at once, and click on this drop down in the menu. So it's up here in the number section where it says general. Click the arrow next to that, and in there then you'll see a bunch of different options. Okay, the one I'm going to go for is currency. So that works somewhat in that now you can see it keeps the 0 and it has a currency symbol, but it doesn't always guess the right symbol. So in this case it's pound. I might want to change it to euro or something else. So how I can do that is by right clicking on the cells with them highlighted, and in the menu that comes up then go down to format cells, and in here then you'll see this pop-up window. Okay, sorry, usually it goes to the right place within that. So you'll see there at the top of this menu, there's sections like number, alignment, font, and so on. If it hasn't gone straight into the number section, just click on that to go in there. And then on the side, you'll see all the different types of number formatting that there are. Currency is the one we want in this case. Over here then, next to symbol, where you see the pound symbol at the moment, you can click on that and scroll through a list to find the currency icon that you want. So just keep going till I get to euro. Yeah, so euro and English Ireland, and I will pick that. Okay. So now we should see it's changed those to euro symbols instead. A couple of kind of quick other things then with the number section up here. So in this case, I'm going to use these numbers as an example. To add decimal places, which is one thing you might want to do sometimes. There's this option, a kind of a quick way to do it underneath where you clicked on the drop down before. This one increases the decimal place, so you can see as I click that, it's adding more decimal places, and the other way decreases them. So to get rid of decimal places, you use the other option. And I suppose lastly, other types of formatting that you might see sometimes are percentages. So let's say I have a number like this and I want to represent it as a percentage. For that, I use this symbol here, so percent, and that changes that from 0.78 to 78%. And lastly, then with formatting numbers, date is considered a type of number as well. So I'm just going to type in some kind of date like this, and it's usually fairly good at guessing that that is a date or should be a date. So it formats it nicely with, a dash and a uppercase S. If you right click and go back to the format cells option again, you can go into the date section, and there's loads of other formats there for how the date can look. Okay, so you could pick one of those if you wanted, and okay. So you can see there that's now formatted it with the full month name and the year as well. Okay, so I think that's everything to do with formatting numbers. The last couple of things then in the video that we're going to cover are Format Painter and also styles. So I'm just going to type some extra numbers in here. Okay, so these are more numbers, and I want them to be currency amounts, the same as these ones up here. A quick way to copy formats from one place to another is to use this option on the menu up here. So it's in the home section, in this section at the very start called clipboard, and it's this little paintbrush thing here. So that's called Format Painter. And like I said, it's a quick way to take the styles from these cells that I have highlighted and then move them, apply them onto the cells that I want to have that formatting as well. So I basically click in those cells, click Format Painter, and then select these cells next. Okay. Just gonna show you that again in not in that zoomed out in mode, just in case that was hard to see. So again, highlight the cells that you want to take the formatting from, click Format Painter up here, and then click the cells where you want to apply it. So it just saves you having to do all the same formatting steps kind of over and over again. Okay, and lastly, then there's this section here called Cell Styles. That's really handy as well because there's loads of different kind of pre-made styles that you can use. So things like headings or total cells, which is handy for if you want to show a total amount, for example, like that. Yeah, so you can have a look through cell styles yourself and try out some of the different options there. Conditional formatting, there's a bit more to that, so we're going to have a separate topic for that in a few weeks' time. Okay, so yes, that concludes what we're going to cover on formatting.